Witam was, z tej strony świeżo upieczony uczeń 5 roku w Hogwarcie Survi, a my kontynuujemy nasze przygody w Hogwarts Legacy po szkole Hufflepuff, więc zobaczmy, co tu wygląda w naszym na wspólnym spialni, czy jak to tam się nazywa. Nie no, ładnie tutaj, dużo zielonego. Nie no, zajebiście dużo zielonego. Przedstaw się. Okej.
Oh, hello. She's awfully regal, isn't she?
Is that your owl?
I don't know who she is. Likely one of the Hufflepuffs around here. Owls choose their own company anyway. Wait, you're the new 5th year. Quite the dramatic entrance you made. Can't imagine wanting to call attention to yourself. Especially since everyone will be watching to see how much you already know.
Nie martw się, mam dużo nadrobienia. Dobra. Nie będziemy skrywać kurde chojraka.
I am a bit concerned. I have a lot of catching up to do.
Indeed. 4 years of schoolwork is a bit... Being that far behind, I'd feel so... inadequate. Of course, presumably, as a hard-working Hufflepuff, you'll prove yourself in no time. I'm hard-working too, as you might suspect. But sometimes I think I should have been a Ravenclaw. I've rather a searing wit. At least people have always told me so. I'm Lenora, by the way. Lenora Everly. Well, mustn't keep you. You've such a lot to do.
Do you really think you should have been in Ravenclaw?
Well, my brothers were. They both work in ministry now. I suppose you could say that wit runs in the family. My aunt was a Gryffindor, though, and I've always had plenty in common with her. Determination, valor, daring. The old sorting hat was spoiled for choice with me.
Okej.
It was nice meeting you, Lenora.
Of course. Adieu.
Adieu chyba miało być. Dobra, mniejsza, większa.
What's this?
What?
It's all right.
Czy ja właśnie jakiś dzbanek wywaliłem w górę, czy mi się zdawało?
From my mother's side. Don't most of them.
Oh, Uncle, this doesn't sound like you. Something's wrong. Oh, hello there. You're the new Hufflepuff, yes? I'm Adelaide. Pleasure to meet you.
Nice to meet you too. Is everything all right?
Oh, yes. I'm just a bit distracted. Letter from my uncle. So tell me, I've been hearing all sorts of rumors. Were you really nearly gobbled up by a dragon?
Wolałbym o tym nie mówić.
If you don't mind, I'd prefer to just forget about it.
Oh dear, it must have been bad. I mean, of course it was. I know I would have been terrified. Sorry. Well, anyway, I imagine you have lots to do. I hope you have a wonderful first day.
O, właśnie.
Are you sure everything is all right with your uncle?
Oh, yes, he travels for work, always busy. I'm sure he just wrote it in a rush. Nothing to worry about.
Okej.
Thank you,
Nara.
Adelaide. Be seeing you.
Of course, and good luck.
Adelino? Dobrze to mówię? I Artur. No to ten chociaż ma normalne imię.
You don't need to be frightened, little cat.
Kurwa, to kot? To ja myślałem że w pierwszej chwili, że to małpa jakaś. A to kot tak kurde dziwnie się ułożył.
I can't quite reach.
Come on, you went that way.
Hope they can catch him. Big castle for a student to get lost in, let alone a cat. I'm sure you'll find your way all right. I mean, it can be a bit overwhelming at first. I still get lost sometimes. Welcome to Hufflepuff, by the way. Really glad to have you in our house. I'm Arthur.
Thank you. Nice to meet you. Was that your cat?
No, one of the first years, I think. Don't have any pets of my own, unfortunately. My mother doesn't think too highly of them, especially magical ones.
O właśnie, ja uważam, że magiczne zwierzęta są spoko właśnie.
I'm sorry to hear that. I think magical beasts are rather incredible.
Best thing about coming to Hogwarts. Nifflers, glumbumbles, bowtruckles. I thought they were only pictures in books before. Well, Dad did bring home a puff skein once. Mum was furious. Anyway, I better go make sure the first years caught that cat. Don't want them to be late on their first day.
Have you ever had a pet, Arthur?
No. My mother's a muggle, and as soon as the puffskein that my dad brought home stuck its tongue up her nose, it went right back to the shop.
Kurwa, nie wesoło.
Nice meeting you, Arthur. And good luck finding that cat.
Thank you. Try not to get lost in the castle yourself.
Czemu mam wrażenie, że nasza postać ma trochę...
Professor Weasley's waiting for them outside the common room.
Poppy Sweeting? O, czy będzie można iść do Hogsmeade? Teraz z duchem mogę pogadać? Nie, ale mogę potwierdzić ciastka. O, nawet obrazy żyją. Jak miło. Dobra. Idziemy tam zobaczyć, o co chodzi z profesor Weasley. Dobry.
Good morning. I trust you're ready for your first day at Hogwarts?
I've been dreaming of this day for a long time. Can't believe I'm here.
Well, you are here. Make the most of it. You only have one first day at Hogwarts. Now, in light of your unique situation, joining us as a fifth year, you'll need to catch up with your classmates and not fall behind. Especially as you'll be expected to complete your OWLs at the end of the year.
OWLs? Owls?
Yes, your ordinary wizarding level exams. They will determine what type of career you can have when you leave here. After much discussion with the headmaster and the Department of Magical Education at the Ministry, we've devised something extraordinary to ensure your success.
Ja pierdzielę, myślałem, że...
Here you are.
Co to kurna jałać?
What is it?
It is a
Sounds like-
wizard's field guide. It will help you to keep track of what you are learning so that you master all that's expected of a fifth year.
Myślałem, że
You are
konspekt.
advised to take full advantage of this exceptionally valuable resource.
No, ale znikanie ma opanowane.
Thank you, Professor, but what do you mean it will keep track of what I'm learning?
Perhaps seeing it in action will answer any questions you may have. Walk with me and we shall put it to the test.
Okej, to powiem, że dosyć dorąbany ten konspekt. No to dla mnie jak...
Revelio.
Myślałem, że coś tu było, ale dobra.
This way.
Moment, ja sobie tuptam i patrzę, co jest. Widzę tam skrzyneczkę. Ty, dosyć mocno to Reverio
The
ma.
guide will give you opportunities to
Obszar.
practice your magic and educate yourself about wizarding lore.
Sekunda.
I
Książkę chcesz
certainly would have
skanąć?
appreciated something like the field guide when I was a student. Using the guide will also train you to be alert to your surroundings. Do keep up.
No biegnę. Jabłko se podwędzę jeszcze, czekaj.
Simply cast Revelio on it and we'll see what the guide says.
Revelio.
Stronę przewodnika. Książka z przepisami skrzatów domowych. Strona przewodnika. Książka, w której znajduje się które z oryginalnych zapisów Helgi Hufflepuff. Zbiór ulubionych przepisów uczniów Hogwartu w ciągu wieku. Niektóre potrawki jak piklowane sterowalne śliwki wymagają tego gustu. Co kurna? Właśnie odblokować były wyzwanie przewodnika. Tutaj pojawiają się twoje postępy w wypełnieniu tego cholerstwa. Zbierz przewodniki w Hogwarcie. Wyzwania przewodnika są jedyną możliwością zdobycia punktów PD itd. Łomasz! Oto twój poziom czarodziejski, PD w wyzwaniach zwiększają twój poziom i moc. Przewodnik śledzi twoje wyzwania i tak dalej. Dobra, wyzwania. Stronę przewodnika, pokój życiem, eksploracja, misja, walka. 4T. Każde wyzwanie ma poziomy, za każdą ukończoną zostanie ci odblokowany nagrody specjalne od wyglądu aż po istotne modyfikacje. Urocze. Odbiór z menu ten. Z wyzwań zaglądać tam często, by odbierać nagrody. Okej.
Clever, isn't it? Keep your eyes open for more opportunities like that, inside and outside of the castle.
Matuniu kochana, ile tego tu jest? Jak nie walka, jak nie siamto, to tamto, ale wybrałem kurde szkołę. W piwnicy siedzę.
Good timing. Perfect opportunity to show you how to use flue flames to get around a bit quicker. Your field guide contains a map of the castle. Open it up and find Central Hall.
Otwórz mapę, by... Proszek fiu! O! Czyli w taki sposób będziemy szybko się przemieszczać. Hogwarts jest podzielony na dwa główne obszary. Po lewej stronie mapy znajdują się kwatery mieszkalne uczniów i nauczycieli, a także pokoje wspólne domów i wielka sala. A po lewej co mamy? No wielka sala. W tym widoku możesz zobaczyć promienie FIU dostępne w tym regionie. Zielone reprezentują odkryte już w tym pokoju proszki, szare oznaczają nieodkryte. No dobra. Po prawej są błonie, gdzie można znaleźć pracownie i inne ważne miejsca szkoły, tak jak laboratorium astronomiczne, biblioteka czy szklarnia. No to praktycznie część mieszkalna i część nauczycielska, uczniowska. Wybierz bibliotekę. Profesor odblokowała dla ciebie promień FIU w sali głównej. Użyj AD, aby odwrócić i się przeteleportować do sali głównej. No dobra. Nie no, to ładnie wygląda. Ale te wskazówki. Tylko widzę, że będę musiał to przycinać.
And here we are. Quite the time saver. These stairs lead directly to Central Hall.
W dół czy w
You
górę?
can get almost anywhere in the castle quickly from Central Hall.
Proszek fiu. A na ulicę przekątną czy pokątną się
Always
dostanę?
something happening here. It's the heart of the hive, our King's Cross station, so to speak. That should be all for now. You'll be expected to attend both Charms and Defense Against the Dark Arts classes today. And I'd like to be sure you get to Hogsmeade as soon as possible to replace the supplies you lost on the way here.
O, można się jeszcze popytać właśnie.
You mentioned Hogsmeade, Professor.
Hogsmeade is the only all-wizarding village in Britain and is home to an array of shops and pubs. You should be able to find all of the school supplies you require in Hogsmeade. You will also, I imagine, enjoy many a butterbeer there with friends in due course.
Ja już mogę iść klać.
Can you tell me more about the Defense Against the Dark Arts class?
Defense Against the Dark Arts, as the name implies, focuses on how to defend oneself against the evils that lurk beyond these walls. A mastery of Defense Against the Dark Arts is required for those who aspire to become Aurors. Fortunately, we are lucky to have the ever-gifted Professor Hecat in charge of our students' education in that regard.
Nie kojarzę tego nazwiska w ogóle, jeśli chodzi o serię filmów
What
Harry'ego.
will I learn in Charms class?
Exactly what you might expect. Spells, charms, jinxes, all terribly useful. I think you will enjoy Professor Ronan. He's a clever and entertaining wizard, and a talented teacher.
Thank you, Professor Weasley.
A lot to absorb on your first day, and you have much to learn. Happily, your professors have agreed to create additional assignments for you outside of class. You'll be up to speed in no time. Judging by your adept use of Revelio earlier, I'd say Professor Fig succeeded in at least showing you the basics.
He did, Professor.
He's been terribly vague as to the events preceding your arrival, specifically about what happened after that awful dragon attack. My suspicion is that there's more to the story than a search for belongings and an extended trip up to the castle.
Niestety się zgadzam. Nie.
I'm sorry, Professor, but I'm afraid that's all there is to it.
Almost precisely what Professor Fig said.
O, Fig,
Speak
siema.
of the devil, Professor Fig. Your ears must have been burning.
Oh?
Yes. You seem to have provided our new fifth year with a solid foundation in the basics of spellcasting.
Ah, I'm afraid I can't take all the credit there, Professor. They've a rare aptitude for magic, it seems.
Well, I'm just glad you both arrived in one piece. Perfectly good boats and carriages to Hogwarts, and you chose to fly in the path of a dragon.
I wouldn't say I chose the dragon's path, Professor. Rather unfortunately, it would seem that it chose us.
Very well. Enough chit-chat. I need to get to class myself. Might I rely on you, Professor Fig, to explain the details of the field guide's map?
Of course.
Thank you.
Kurwa, mogę iść na zajęcia albo coś
Good
robić?
luck today. And remember to use your field guide. It will be invaluable to you. And invaluable to me, as I'll be using it to keep up to date on your progress.
Yes, Professor.
Come and find me in my classroom after you've attended both classes today, and I'll explain more about those assignments I mentioned. And we'll see if we can't get you to Hogsmeade for those supplies.
No dobra. A, co mam pogadać? Momento. Gdzieś tu coś jest? Moment, zanim pogadamy sobie z profesorkiem, to ja sobie z tą skrzyneczką... Kurwa. Ty, tu się da zbliżać. Ale ja nawet nie widziałem. A napieprzałem na głupi jak... No. No. Dobra, moment, jak na sekundę chyba ucieknę, to chyba się nic nie stanie. Kurwa. Jeszcze umiejka będę musiał iść w jakąś otwieranie zamków. Dobra, gadamy z profesorkiem.
It's good to see you, Professor.
And you. I was hoping our paths would cross today, before you immersed yourself in studies. Did I hear you masterfully evade Professor Weasley's interrogation regarding our late arrival?
Czy wyszedłem jak mistrzostwo unikałeś?
I did my best, but I'm fairly certain she suspects that we're not being entirely forthcoming.
Yes, well, Professor Weasley is a brilliant and astute witch. It was right to keep the details to yourself for now. We don't know where this path we've embarked upon will lead. It may require a bit more flexibility with your time than she would approve of. And she may feel obliged to share details with the headmaster that would be better left between us.
Understood, Professor.
Good. Now, as capable as you are, I believe the ability you possess obliges you to be well trained. Happily, you have the benefit of an exceptionally skilled team of witches and wizards to guide you. Speaking of guides, and so that I may avoid another not-so-subtle reproof from Professor Weasley, why don't I show you the clever enchantment we included in the field guide's map? Unfold it and have a look.
Otwórz mapę, no, dobra. Ten symbol przedstawia główne misje. Przechodzenie rozwija fabułę, odblokowuje nowe funkcje i zapewnia punkty PD. Niektóre misje są zablokowane ze względu na wymagane zaklęcie lub poziom, kółeczka. W takim przypadku musisz mieć wymagany poziom i lub niezbędne zaklęcie, aby je aktywować. Nowe zaklęcie można zdobywać w konkursie profesorów lub odbierać nagrody z nagród. Teraz mam wybrać śledzenie. Obrona przed czarną magią, Levioso, albo zajęcia z... A ja jedę na magię, pierdyle! Chcesz czarnej magii się
The
uczyć.
map is enchanted to help you find your way.
This will be incredibly helpful. Thank you.
Now, sounds like you've quite a day ahead, what with classes and a trip to Hogsmeade for supplies, including your own wand. You'll enjoy Mr. Ollivander. He's an exceptional craftsman and a good friend. I shall reach out when I have more information about our mysterious locket. For now, focus on your classes and pay attention. More than your owls may hinge on the magic you are able to master within these walls.
No dobra. Rzuć zaczarowany kompas. Moment, proszę Q. A, mogę wejść. Dobra, my idziemy na pierwsze zajęcia. Ale nie wiem, czy tędy przejdę, czy tędy. Kurwa. A, otworzyły się w końcu. Ale tu coś mam, czy nic nie mam? Nie no. Komuś czary nie wyszły. Coś tu jest?
Revelio.
O, kiteł. Siema. I zamiast na lekcję iść, ja się kotami zajmuję, nie? A mogę cię przygarnąć? Bo swojego nie mam, to mogę cię przygarnąć. Dobra, kolejny. Co jest, kurna? A, kłódka. Dobra, na górę na lekcję czarnej magii. Dobra, rozpocznijmy tą lekcję czarnej magii od razu. Obrony, przepraszam, z czarną magią.
Is that all you've got?
Levioso!
Professor Hecat!
Perhaps you'd be good enough to blast each other to pieces on your own time. I get new students every year, but I only have one Hebridean black skull. It was a token from the Great Poacher Raid of 1878. No doubt you've heard of it. Now, you may be asking yourself how an old woman like me single-handedly took out the largest poacher ring in eastern Wales and lived to boast about it. Knowledge. To the wise, age matters very little. Today we will review a spell that has saved me from death at the hands of dark wizards more times than I care to remember. Levioso.
Levioso? A levitation charm?
Levioso! A surprised opponent is a weak opponent. Care to defend yourself, Master Pruitt? No? One thing I've learned as an unspeakable is the value of simplicity, especially in the heat of battle. Now, let's practice what we've just learned, starting with something small.
No dobra, stuknij różdżką. Ciach. 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 I Levioso. No dobra, podwójką mi to wskoczy?
Levioso.
Ja dosłownie pierwsza lekcja z Harry'ego Pottera wziąłem. Tylko, że tam to były zwykłe lekcje, nie czarnej magii.
Now, let's try something a little larger.
Serio, ja tylko mam się napieprzać? A reszta ucieka w kąt. Co za życie.
Let us begin with the basic cast. See how the dummy deflected your cast? This time, cast Levioso first, then the basic cast. Remember, good. Now, well.
No spoko. No do Leviosa się przyda.
Very good. But the best way to practice is by dueling. We'll start with you two. Duelists, take your marks.
Time for a proper Hogwarts welcome.
Now, I want a fair duel, using only Levioso, basic cast, and Protego. You may begin.
Panie kochany, on pierdolą wskoczy.
Protego, Levioso.
good form. I know. Lucky. Nothing lucky about it. This can't be it. Stupid. Let's just say I'm
Thankful, my students.
Jezu, chłop spadł ze stołu już. Liczy się?
Not bad for a beginner. You give as good as you get.
Teren, zamknij ryj.
I put you on the spot, and you rose to the challenge. Points to Hufflepuff.
Thank you, Professor Hecat. Glad to have the opportunity to practice.
If what I've seen today is any indication, we can expect great things from you. I demand excellence from my students. They are capable of achieving it, and they must achieve it. A classroom duel is one thing, but battling dark wizards, or as ever more likely, goblins, is a different kettle of Grindylows entirely.
Understood, Professor.
So, I'd advise you to keep practicing whenever you can. Perhaps Mr. Sallow will have some ideas for you. Again, well done today. I shall reach out soon with additional assignments.
Okej, to tyle?
Right. That's enough spectacle for one day.
Może-
I'd hate to face Professor Hecat in a duel.
Mogę jeszcze z kimś potrenować?
If you know the right spells, it's dark wizards that'll fear you.
A, tam z tyłu, dobra.
Not the other way around.
Nice work.
Revelio.
I enjoyed that.
Well, that duel was quite something. Everyone will be talking about it.
It was certainly good practice.
Practice. It felt more like I was dueling an expert. Sebastian Sallow, by the way. Didn't expect a new student to be so deft with a wand. Then again, perhaps this wasn't your first duel.
Co, bo się na chwilę włączyłem. Nie mam doświadczenia w pojedynkach. No, powiedzmy, że pierwsza. W sumie nie mam jeszcze doświadczenia.
In fact, it was. Perhaps I have a knack for it.
Be coy if you like, but I know better. Magic requires intention and talent. You know, you might be a perfect fit for a certain exclusive, unsanctioned dueling organization.
Brzmi irytująco.
Exclusive and unsanctioned. Count me in.
Excellent. Knew I was right about you. If you want to get the most out of your time at Hogwarts, you're going to need to break the rules now and then. Whether it's joining a secret dueling club, or sneaking into the restricted section of the library, you just have to be clever enough not to get caught.
Thank you, Sebastian. I'll keep that in mind.
Good. Pleasure chatting with you. I'm sure I'll see you soon. Perhaps somewhere unsanctioned? We'll see if your performance today was sheer luck, or actual skill. Look for Luke and Brattleby near the Clock Tower entrance. If you're interested. Till next time.
Okej, coś tu jeszcze mogę zrobić, czy już tyle, jeśli chodzi o pierwszą lekcję? Okej, to tyle, jeśli chodzi o pierwszą lekcję, ale tu mam proszę kwiu.
Off on another adventure, are we?
Nie no, ja sobie chwilę zwiedzam. Ty, kurwa, gdzieś tu jest proszę kwiu kolejne. Tylko nie wiem, czy pode mną, czy nade mną. Kurde, tu jest wszędzie praktycznie. Duchy.
Revelio.
Ja pierdyle, no nie wierzę. Jak mam tu wszystko zwiedzać, to mi trochę czasu zejdzie. Nie wiem, czy live'ów nie zacznę robić z tego wszystkiego. Tutaj powiem, że jak mam wszystko biegać i zwiedzać, no to nam tu trochę zejdzie. Urna! To na tym samym piętrze jest? Ale że modry pał. Sorry. Ja na lekcji spóźniony. Tylko mi się chyba piętra popieprzyły. Chociaż może i nie.
Professor Ronan tends to go on a bit. We sometimes have to remind.
And then the werewolves join the goblins in the uprising.
Kurde.
In the Goblin Rebellion of
Dobra, lecimy na drugą lekcję. Co prawda Leviosa mam, ale... A. czego mnie tu nauczą. Wolałbym jakąś ochronę albo mocniejszy atak mieć. Już jakieś głupoty. I alchemii bym chętnie poszedł.
Behind you. There is an open seat here.
Jezu.
Hello, I am Nettie. So you are the new student. Have you met Professor Ronan yet?
Shall we begin? Welcome to Year 5 of Charms. Now, this will be a crucial year in your education on the art of charm work. But I am confident that we will take hold with the passion and rigor requisite of such a challenge. Right, now, everyone, please open your textbooks to page 517. But before we begin, can anyone here tell me the difference between the incantations of the color change and growth charms? Anyone? Anyone? I am afraid it is too late to study now.
Kurwa.
My, the summer months must have really taken a toll on you all. By the looks of it, you all spent your holidays practicing Obliviate on one another. Do you even remember how to perform a basic summoning charm?
Typowe okazje. Nikt nic nie pamięta.
Well, it seems that we are in dire need of review. Everyone get into pairs and take positions on opposite sides of the classroom. Now let's put those textbooks to use as the blunt objects you so believe they are, and take turns summoning them out of one another's hands. Only one book will be needed per partnership, Miss Dale. Thank you. Get into place now.
O kurna, to jest trochę posrane, powiem. Akcjo. Akcjo. A, to pewnie będzie... A, to jest to... Przyciąganie.
You are a swift learner. I see a lot of potential, but remember, potential is nothing without practice. Keep at it. You might just rival Miss Onai here. Very good, everyone. That's enough of that. Well, as you all seem to have the basics down, and it is an exceptionally lovely day, I was thinking that we might have ourselves a little excursion outside for a spot of fresh air. After me.
Posrany ten, kurde, nauczyciel, ale fajny. Nietypowy. A lekcje trwają po 5 minut. Trochę mi się Bully przypomina. Lekcje co 10-20 minut trwają.
I've always found that fun goes hand in hand with mastery, as I'm sure the Quidditch players amongst us would agree.
Przekwidy zamknięte.
What better than a bit of sport to put our prowess with the summoning charm to the test, right?
Co ty budujesz? Chałupę?
So why don't we have our newest student start us off?
O chuj chodzi.
Very simply, cast Accio on one of the spheres and relinquish your charm.
To proste rzuć na jedną przerwij działanie w ostatniej chwili.
Think of this like very good.
A, dobra, widzę.
Splendid. Stay focused.
Fuck. Dobra, na zielono będzie to...
Excellent control there.
Uda się!
Not to worry.
Fuck.
Very good. Points to Hufflepuff. But there's certainly no sport in playing without some friendly competition. Miss Onai, would you care to give our new student a bit of a challenge? Come on up. You'll be the blues.
Aha, mam ją pokonać.
And Miss Onai, you are playing red. Clear?
A ja niebieskimi, a ona czerwonymi, dobra.
What's this? done.
No dobra. Też się udało na 50. Haha. Fuks.
Let us see this.
To macie, bo ja tam muszę złapać. Złapię? Łapię. Wyczułem to już.
Quite impressive. Here we go.
To jak trafisz też kolejną 50, to jaja. Jak będzie tu? I puszczam. No i fajnie, wygrana.
A perfect score. Remarkable.
Aha, dziękować, wygrana. Oj, ura, ura, ura.
Let us make this a bit more interesting, shall we?
Coś ty kurna wymyślił. Aha.
I think we are well past interesting at this point.
I'll say.
Enough
Chodźcie,
chatter.
panie.
Focus now, you will need it. This round settles it all.
Watch this.
Dobra, na 30 trafiła. Poczekam, niech przejadą. I dobra, luta. Przejdź.
Splendid!
Kurde.
Misha.
Mi tak niewiele brakło, no. Którą mam ciągnąć? Tamtąd. To niech ten przejedzie. Dobra. Fuck? Ło, idealnie. Nie spadnij.
Nicely done. Let us see this.
Na styk. Jak nie trafi w 50, to mam szansę to wygrać. Dobra. Niech mykną. Obydwa. I dobra, wyłącz. Nie muszę celować w 50, znaczy to zielone. Dziękuję.
Excellent control there.
Wygrana. Coś jeszcze?
Very good, both of you. Well done.
Myślałem, że jeszcze jakaś zabawa chce, ale dobra. No to powiem, że ciekawe te zajęcia. 10-20 minutowe, ale spoko. Przynajmniej 3-godzinne.
Class is dismissed. Gather your things on the way out.
Good game back there. I must admit, I think I underestimated you. Took me weeks to become proficient with Accio. Took weeks for me to get anything right when I transferred here. It gets easier, I promise.
That's good to hear. It's a lot to take in all at once.
To put it lightly, I remember how I felt when I first arrived. I transferred here from Ouagadougou just before my 4th year. My mother received an offer to teach divination here. Before I knew it, we had left Uganda and were halfway around the world at a new school in a new country.
Is Ouagadougou much bigger than Hogwarts?
Ouagadougou School of Magic is the largest wizarding school in the world. So yes, bigger than Hogwarts. But it never seemed intimidating or overwhelming to me. It always felt like home.
Is Ouagadougou a castle, like Hogwarts?
Its address is Mountains of the Moon. It is not so much a castle as a beautiful edifice carved out of the mountainside. I remember the first time I saw it, the mist was so thick I could hardly make out anything at all. And then it just materialized before me, this enormous school that seemed to be floating in midair.
This may seem an odd question, but is magic the same there as it is here?
Mostly, yes. But I did have to learn how to use a wand when I arrived here. Hardly anyone at Wagadu uses one.
You can cast spells without a wand?
Oh, yes. I find wandless magic to be much more instinctive. Not to mention quite convenient if one is without their wand. I must admit, however, that I am growing quite fond of using a wand. It seems very dramatic.
It's nice to learn about another wizarding school.
Thank you for asking. I do miss Wagadu, but I am glad to be here at Hogwarts. Ah, I think Professor Ronan wants to talk to you. Better not keep him waiting. Until next time.
Proszę, pogadajmy z profesorem i jak pogadamy, to sobie zakończymy. Dobra. Panie profesor.
You wanted to speak with me, Professor?
I did. I trust your first charms lesson lived up to expectation?
Well, an outdoor competition wasn't exactly the lesson I was expecting, sir.
What charm is there in the expected? You did well, managing to best as gifted a student as Miss Onai.
Thank you, Professor. I enjoyed the match.
Miss Onai is always a fierce competitor, though I sense that she is a bit distracted of late. Now, Professor Weasley has asked that your professors give you instruction outside of the ordinary curriculum. Expect to hear from me soon regarding a special assignment that I am preparing for you.
Ukończ misje główne, jedna z 4. Okej. Mamy chyba drugi poziom. A mogę się tu... Nie mogę. Wbić do profesora.
Hello there. You're the new student, aren't you?
Moment, a proszki Fiu mogę tędy używać? Nie. Proszki Fiu używam tylko z poziomu mapy. Tu chyba łapię, jak to ma działać, ale nie jestem pewny. Ale tu chyba potrzebuję jakiegoś dekodera, czy coś w tym stylu, a tu otwieracza zamków. Dobra, zobaczmy, jak to wygląda na mapie. Wesley po zajęciach. Co? W transmutacji. O nie. Wielkie schody, skrzydło południowe. Nie no, ja bym się jeszcze tu wbił. I tu. Więc zróbmy sobie jeszcze tylko te dwie rzeczy. Zakończenie, żeby mi już ten obszar, można powiedzieć, wyczyszczony niejako tako. The fuck? Czemu on mi się podświetla? Nie wiem. Dobra, mniejsze, większe. Gdzieś tu ma być ten proszek, czy wyżej? Wyżej. Wolę mieć wszędzie proszki Fiusz, jak jestem w jednym miejscu odkryte, niż nie, bo tak będzie łatwiej się poruszać. Siema duchy. No dobra.
Handy resource indeed, your field guide. I'm most pleased to be included.
Co tu mogę zapierdolić? Droga Nawet nie będę próbować tego przeczytać. Ucieszyłem się na wieści, że skontaktowała się ze mną, znajomym z Cambridge, który znał, iż mylisz się w swojej ocenie natury deszczu meteorytów. Wygląda na to, że dwoje astronomowie, islandzki i brytyjski, rozwinęli dorobek pewnego włoskiego astronoma. Zauważ, że sami Mugole, o ile mi wiadomo, i zaproponowali, aby kalkulować umiejscowienie pyłu na obicie Ziemi i w ten sposób powiązać meteoryty z kometami. Błyskotliwe, kurwa, długie to? Błyskotliwe, ciekawe, co by zdołali osiągnąć, mając do dyspozycji lepszy teleskop. To frustrujące, że w korespondencji nadal musiałem używać pseudonimów z czasów, gdy pisałem pod przykrywką starego ucznia. Samo posiadanie sekretnej tożsamości jest ekscytujące, ale powód ku temu mnie irytuje. Nie mogę się doczekać naszej wycieczki do Jagarmandar. Kurwa, nie wiem, gdzie to jest. Cóż to będzie za przygoda? Tęsknię za tobą, droga siostro, i życzę ci wszystkiego dobrego. W teraz samym czasunku Sucharita. Kurde bela.
Rebellion.
Coś tu jest jeszcze? Nie, ale w tym miejscu sobie zakończymy. Więc cześć, czołem, na raj, hej!